Welcome to Going Deep, the episode with deep gameplay and deeper conversations. My name is Max Got the Tracks, and today on the episode we have
RealPrismSword. Nice to meet you.
welcome. All right, so for my first question, Real Prism Sword, I want to ask you: is there a fake Prism Sword?
Yes, I had to slay him a long time ago.
Oh my!
Yeah, it was a very dramatic showdown. It was like at the sunset on a cliff. Like had to take him out to get to that cliff. It was a very cinematic experience.
It sounds dramatic. Okay, well, I'm glad you were able to claim your name. You know, you're the real one. What's your gaming background? I know you've played a lot of MOBAs, fighting games, card games. So just give me a quick.
So ever since I was a little wee munchkin,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I need to. Actually, I'm not gonna go like super deep into the like normally like when I'm like in the tournament or like best of three setting, I like to like take a picture of like the opponent's deck and like write down all the other stuff that the screenshot can't capture, but I won't do that here.
Okay.
I'll just see what memory has to hold, and if I get clapped by the one of Withering Will, I'll be like, "Aw, shucks."
You can always ask me. You know.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
But anyways, yeah, so ever since I was a little wee munchkin, I've been playing a bunch of games on Nintendo 64. Favorite game by far on it is both Barman 64 and Barman 64, the second attack.
Barman?
I also mute my phone real quick. Yeah, it's like, both of those games on Nintendo 64 like are a bit different than like the original Bomberman, where
Bomberman. Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
like this little like guy with a
yeah.
white spacesuit looking thing.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Are you familiar? Okay.
Yeah, I thought you said barman, and I was very confused.
Oh, bar. I thought
Yeah.
you said what's bar, man. No.
yeah.
Okay. No, I yeah, it's not. Wait, why is my phone not turned? Give me a second.
It's all good. No
Sorry
worries.
about this.
So you play barman on the Nintendo 64. That means you've
Yes.
got to be in your late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Yes, late 20s.
Late 20s. Okay, cool. Yeah, my older sister got a Nintendo 64, so that makes sense. So after Bomberman, sorry. Where did you go?
I
As a wee lad.
went into trading card games, mainly Yu-Gi-Oh.
Gotcha.
A lot of it in junior high
Stinky.
school and then also in high school.
How competitive did you get at Yu-Gi-Oh?
I would say I was like a mix between casual and then also like a fair. Wait, let me check something real quick with decklist. Okay, I'm not gonna care about decklist actually. I'm gonna just accept taking an L to like whatever here.
It's a pile.
Yeah, it's a more casual experience. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful podcast X gameplay.
Yeah, don't worry about the gameplay.
But yeah, it was like I went to locals from time to time, but I never like went to like national championships. I was just fine with like being like the best kid at the lunch table.
Gotcha. So you weren't like traveling to LCSs and stuff.
Nah, I was just
Wait,
like,
LCSs? What are they called in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Usually like locals or whatever.
Yeah. Locals, and then I was trying to remember YCSs, right?
Right.
Whatever that's called, Yu-Gi-Oh Championship Series. That. And then you got into fighting games at some point, right?
Yes, like in the middle of it, like around like it's late junior high school, more high school. The main fighting game I played was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Gotcha.
and I enjoyed like a bunch of like Spencer and Doctor Doom and Virgil and all that stuff.
That game is so fun to watch.
It's really like there's like this clip of me in like one local where I was like choking the entire series, where I was like, oh no, like this is just like, because before that match I like routinely usually went like 0-2 at locals because I just kept choking, and I finally won my first local match. I was so hyped, I was so excited, I'm like, yes, and then like when they called me up at the tournament, they were like, oh, RealPrismSword versus like one of the better players in New York, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like to the stream station. And like the entire series, I like choked the first two games, and then in like right when I'm about to lose and die, I'm down to my last character. I have no X Factor. I like pull out the most craziest combo of a lifetime with like the most crazy confirmation. I'm like hitting them with my elbows like from the back or whatever. I'm gonna play Octopus here.
So
And
what
it
you're
was like funny
saying?
because like I was like dropping the simple stuff, and then like when push came to shove, I'm like, well, time to just do the craziest thing of a lifetime.
So you're a clutch god, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, from time to time.
Okay.
If I'm not choking it, I can definitely clutch it out.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna keep this little guy alive.
Huh? Oh. Okay, that was probably a bad vial. That's okay.
Not cool. You're limit testing to see if I had a fast speed spell there real quick.
Yeah, just trying to use your spells before you level Nami, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have infinite spells.
It's the crazy max play.
Yeah. That's cool. So you had some cool clips in Street Fighter. I mean, not Street Fighter, Marvel. And then definitely New York is like a tough fighting game scene. If like
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna
for sure.
try
I feel
to,
like New York is like one of the cooler esports scene for sure. I feel like there's just like a lot going on. Like you could probably like either find a tournament that you want to play or make a tournament you want to play.
Have you I know you have some TO aspirations in Legends of Runeterra. Have you ever hosted tournaments in other games?
Yeah, for sure. I actually hosted a Slay the Spire speedrun competition.
Oh, wow, so you're a speedrunner too.
Kind of. Like, I'm a lot more casual in that regard.
Gotcha. That's cool. Slay the Spire, nice. That's a card game, right?
Yeah, it's a roguelike single player card game.
Gotcha.
And yeah, what's Nami at?
Nami is at 5.
Yeah. I'm going
I don't know why I'm answering that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna find it out eventually anyways, in like a hot second, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do this. But yeah, so the tournament I had in Slay the Spire, it was pretty exciting. So as a single player game, you're not really gonna fight anyone else, but what I did was I had people race on the same scene.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was like pretty cool to see how people would like when given the same path, how would they diverge different enough to like get their own experience? Oh, that's a dead Nami. Okay, see you later, Nami.
Hopefully no second Nami.
I have bad news to tell you. Although actually,
all right, back to that gaming experience. The TO or something. Yeah, that's cool.
no,
whatever.
I'm gonna wait so she's leveled.
That's fair. Did you have them playing like on local setups with each other? Or?
No, it was a purely online tournament because it was like still like in
Gotcha.
pandemic's heyday.
Gotcha. Back when
So
the pandemic
it was like pretty
really...
neat to like have everyone like, even though it's a single player game, just to see like how they like, and it's also a difficult game too because I had people play on like one of the higher difficulty settings, like Ascension 15. So it wasn't like a free win. Like you had to play fast, but you don't know how fast your opponent is going because you like don't know like their setup.
Gotcha.
So you have to like, if you go too slow, then you really increase your chance to win. But if you go too fast, then you're like gonna die if you make too many mistakes.
Kind of like marathon running.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice. And then so what's like your educational history out of curiosity? Because you said like something about SVS esports.
Oh, SVA. Yeah.
SVA,
so
what's
I graduated. Wait. Okay, Tentacle's gonna get the buff then.
What buff?
I was pretty much in art school for like most of my higher education. Like in high school, I was in High School of Art and Design is the name of the school. And then once I got to college, it was SVA, which is School of Visual Arts.
Oh, okay. Visual arts. So you're very good at drawing or something?
No, okay, I'm all right. Like I haven't really touched in a while. Unfortunately, I kind of just like didn't do too much with art like well after college because initially I was like doing commission work, like mainly like graphic design stuff and some like illustration commissions.
Yeah.
But like after like a while, the freelance lifestyle wasn't the most favorable thing for me.
It's
like
tough,
some of it was kind of like eh.
I feel like freelancing is just super tough.
Yeah, because you have to like really balance everything out. Like even if you think you're doing all right, you always need to have like a little bit more in your back pocket to make sure you're feeling extra safe. And then on top of that, it's like you have to also like avoid burnout, which is what I struggled with back then.
Yeah. Especially
I was able to like keep afloat for a second, but then once like burnout set in, I'm like, oh wait, I can't do this forever.
yeah, somewhere like New York, I feel like I don't know if you were living there alone or with other people.
No, luckily I was living with my dad. Like
Oh,
that was
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
one blessing that definitely makes living in New York a tenable experience.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, it's still tough. It's like I don't know. I know nothing about New York other than like what people say about it, but it sounds, sounds like
It's a wonderful place. It's just fairly expensive.
Yeah.
Like there's not many other places in the country where like you can just like, you know what? It's like 10 at night. I'm going to go get some food real quick. Go to my local deli, get some snacks and whatnot. Like I'm in Ohio right now because my girlfriend has a job here.
Oh, okay.
And it's crazy how things like close so early here, especially when it gets dark so late as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, if anything, that should be happening in New York where things close early because of how like quickly it gets dark sometimes. But nope, it's just. Oh, I'm gonna take that real quick.
That's very rude, because I was trying to use that actually. I don't appreciate that at all. But yeah, I was gonna say I recently visited Portland, which is where my girlfriend's from, and coming from Houston, which is like obviously super big city, stuff is open all hours of the night. I was like, bro, what's going on? Because we went out one night.
Wow, I'm hungry. I'm just gonna go get this real quick. Just get a nice meal for myself.
Like if you go to the Houston nightlife, pretty much at like any hour, like any day, like even like on a Tuesday, there's gonna be people outside, and like it's gonna stay open till 2 a.m. That's just a given. But we went outside, and it was like. The bar was closing on a Thursday, which is like right before Friday. Like it's almost the weekend at like 1, and I was like, "There's nobody out here. What's happening? Like, are y'all okay?" Like, yeah.
It's always funny, like just going to like a different state, and you're like, wow, like just like the shock of like differences can like, even if it's like minor stuff, you just like run into it, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah.
It's just so crazy how different it is.
So you were an art school kid. That was not what I expected.
Yeah, it's funny because like every aspiration I have is pretty much like something creative. Like I was streaming for a bit during my last semester of college, and also after college after I stopped doing freelance illustration and graphic design and stuff, I decided to go to. I decided to get into writing, so I was a writer for esports when I was like writing about like Legends of Runeterra stuff.
Right.
I was like, gonna ask about right that. When the pandemic started.
So good segue. Tell me about that experience.
It was a very fun time for sure. Like there's just like covering topics about like card releases and whatnot, like trying to guess like, oh, like what card's gonna be good or not, like because I had to do like SEO for like this is the best decks to try on day whatever, or this is the best card to like change the meta.
SEO being search engine optimization, yes, for those who don't know, a common topic for online authors.
Yeah, that's what drives a lot of online writing traffic and whatnot nowadays.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of just had to follow the trend there, and I'm sure that was like a super fast-paced gig.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was. It took a bit of time to get used to at first, but then I kind of found my groove eventually, and I was like pretty happy with everything that was happening.
That's cool.
I'm gonna try this and see. No, I'm gonna pass here.
You have a leveled Nora. I just noticed that. That's not good.
This deck like doesn't always level Nora, but it's always like fun when you just like happen to get there and then you're like, okay, well she's just going to make it everyone's problem now.
She's just gonna win the game real quick. Yeah, that's a cool card. I've been enjoying Nora more than most people, I think. Yeah,
I'm like hesitant because like when I see Nora, I'm like, I don't want her to be good at all. Like rather like I don't want like her level 2 to be good. Like I'm fine with her level 1 being like this free tempo value engine thing.
Yet here you are, PrismSword.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, this deck normally doesn't win with Nora level 2. Yeah, it just so happened that I hit the 3 stars of the deck with Nora, Nami, and Shellfolk.
It just so happened that Max is not doing that much this game. Let's be honest, what's going on here? That's cool.
I had 3 portals, and Nora's not gonna be there to make them a 4-7 mana card.
So you wrote a little bit for the dot. You graduated from art school, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
graduated within 4 years.
Nice, congrats on that.
Thank you,
Very
thank you.
cool, very cool.
That's all
Jesus,
portals.
that's a lot of portals. I'm just gonna ask you a fun question now. What is one of your favorite moments in esports history?
Oh, there's so many to choose from actually. Like
Yeah.
there's exciting fighting game esports clips. There's some in that's a harrowing, huh?
I
What do you
don't
get
think
from
it even
this?
does anything.
Draven like yeah, it definitely doesn't.
I'm just here to make this conversation last a little longer.
I see a not die this turn, so I'm just gonna do this. I don't want you to get a bit less healing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I think we can call this one quits.
Okay. I think like the easy go-to answer has gotta be the Daigo parry. I feel like that changed the trajectory of fighting games forever.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah.
Like, there's probably like some timeline where like a time traveler tried to go back to Evo to like warn Justin of like, Justin, don't do the super to chip out Daigo. And then like there's like another time traveler trying to stop that time traveler.
No,
And like
yeah.
I don't know if it's trying to prevent like fighting games from popping off or to try and like do something else, but it's like I think that's like the easy go-to answer.
I mean, fighting game communities are definitely an ill that plagues the world. Like,
yeah, I think compared to like a lot of the other scenes, fighting games are a bit lagging behind. There's like a bunch of different theories as to why. But I think like I wonder if Project L is gonna change that. I hope it does. I really do love fighting games. Like fighting games and card games are like two of my favorite things, even though I'm like gonna admit I'm not that great at fighting games from time to time.
hey, me too. I tried to play Super Smash Bros. Melee competitively for like a year or two of my life, and then I realized that was just never gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was like intermediate. I wouldn't like go to top 8 at a national event, but I would still like be able to like do like some fancy combos and stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, just playing fighting games is such an experience in and of itself. Like,
right, because it's like a lot of like mastery of like trying to like make sure not only that you understand your own character, but you also like figure out how to work that character against the opponent's like character.
Yeah.
And also not only the opponent's character, but like how they play
yeah.
their own like character. Because like someone could be like very aggressive with a defensive character, and you have to like account for that.
You definitely learn
Or
about.
someone.
You definitely learn a lot
much
about like the person you're facing, right?
Yeah, because like you like figure out like a lot of it during the set. And I think like both fighting games and Legends of Runeterra have that in a way.
That's a challenger victory.
This challenger is
That's
cheating, actually.
That's kind of rude. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, normally this is where I would check the deck list and see if you have a Vengeance, but if you have Vengeance, then oh well. Sucks for me to suck.
That's an American mindset right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a NA mindset right there.
Also, I could have put the thing on the mountain goat, but whatever.
That's true. It's okay. You have 2 victors. Wait, you can hex core upgrade both of them?
No, so the way how the Victor works is the original hex core is tied to the original Victor, so I can't use it actually, unfortunately.
Ah, I see.
But I can use this hex core upgrader right here.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
Still, paint is just accidental art.
What other TO experiences have you had other than the Slay the Spire?
I've definitely helped out college tournaments.
Okay.
Like there was this like fun club back in my college days called SVA Versus, and it was like mainly like more like a casual thing, which I think is like important to like any like competitive ecosystem. Like you have to make sure like everyone is there, like able to. Man, these sea scarabs are a problem. Okay, at least Maokai selects a little bit away. Let's talk with this at least though. Because you want to like make sure you keep competition as diverse and as welcoming as possible to like anyone who even might have like a slight interest. Like even if they're like not gonna like aim to like be the best or win, like people just want to like have fun and like have like a sense of community.
100%.
So I think like trying to like manage that expectation, even like a low stakes environment like a college tournament, is like pretty important to having success.
Gotcha. That's a cool name for the club versus.
Yeah, it was like, it was pretty much like democratically run, where like every like couple of months or so people would vote on like a different game that they'd want to play in the competitive setting, and like that would include like not like fighting games or like whatever games. Like I think like the most hyped tournament from that series was the WarioWare versus.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like never played that game, but I would like always like went to the tournaments anyways, and like that was like the most fun thing. There were like memes that were like like silly, like one of the questions was like what year is it? And like you have to like bow if you have like a certain answer, and then one of my friends bowed down to like the year like 21 like 10 or something, and then we're like 13, and then like he bowed down. Everyone was like laughing and clowning on him just for that.
Yeah, that's so
That's a
funny.
very big novel.
We are going deep. We are out here.
Yeah.
It's actually still one away, but
We are one away from deep, huh?
you know, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
I think
I had a gaming club, and we did mostly Smash Bros tournaments, and that does not sound as fun as a art school full of kids on drugs playing in a WarioWare tournament.
I don't think everyone's on drugs when that tournament was
I don't
happening,
know.
but you can headcanon that if you want to.
I'm definitely headcanoning that. That's cool. So in your Twitter bio, it also says that you're an esports coach. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Recently, like earlier this year, I was like formally coaching for this high school in Ohio. For Super Smash Brothers.
Oh.
I think I'll take this.
Sick.
And it was just like there was like this like Ohio like state like high school tournament series thing.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty neat trying to get. Oh my god, everything's coming down. Okay.
Going deep, baby.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this.
That's sick. So you actually had a job at a high school, or was it just like
It was like a thing that I got hired through from New York, and then like after that they had like kind of like they're like, okay, you're gonna work with this school or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. I mean, I did coaching before that, like when I started streaming back in 2015, and like I was trying to be a bit more serious back then. I was doing Platinum vs Silver in League of Legends, and that what's kind of got me like my initial start. I think like in like 1 or 2 months of streaming, I was able to get like 500 followers. I had like 30 concurrent viewers, which is like pretty like a fair start for anyone.
No, I mean, as someone who streams like religiously, that's like very hard to get. That's like
yeah. But I was like also like in like that time of like, well, I want to focus on finishing college.
Yeah, of course.
Also, I might have just missed the lethal here, but you know.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure I actually missed the lethal. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like, I think if I was a bit more...
Oh man, that's scary to think.
Yeah.
Good lord. That deck is nutty sometimes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This goes up to 19. Yeah, I barely missed out on lethal here.
Dang.
Not the greatest deck to play in the podcast scenario, but it's pretty fun in the tournament scenario, yeah.
No, you're fine. Don't worry.
But yeah,
about
so
it.
what that stream did was like teaching people like how to play League of Legends better. Like some people like kind of like look less to yeah, I'm pretty sure I just barely missed. That's cool. Oh.
Oh. Wait, okay, how many Mystic Shot and get excited do you potentially run?
I'm pretty sure I run 3 Mystic Shots in this deck.
Okay.
And then for Get Excited, this is the version where I have Aftershocks over Get Exciteds, so I have 0 Get Exciteds.
Then we're just
But
gonna.
I think like the most recent version I brought to seasonals, I think, or not this seasonals, but like last one was Actually, wait. I don't know. Either way, no Get Exciteds, 3 no 6 shots.
Good to know. Good to know. This episode might be over sooner than I expected. But we're gonna see.
The first run back episode and going deep.
That would be good. That might be something we have to try in the future. A run back episode. Anyway, so what is it like when you do the plat to silver? I mean, what is it?
So essentially what it was I had 2 teams, everyone gold rank below and then everyone gold rank above, face off against one another. And then I would during the time like check out like what everyone's doing with their gameplay. I'd say like, oh, this is something that you could do better, like whether it be like a more like macro thing or oh, I'm in danger, huh?
Yeah, maybe I'm pushing lethal now. How about that? I don't actually know if I am, but we're winging it.
Damn, this is rough. Damn, this is also an unfortunate interval too. Okay, at least Nautilus is done.
There you go.
It's the bright side.
So you took 2 teams and then
yeah,
you
and
coached
then
them
after
both.
that, I'd like work with them both during the match and after the match, and I would like have like the VODs all up on like YouTube and Twitch.
That's tight.
And, yeah, and so it was like pretty fun to like have people like just like see their gameplay and like try and get something better out of it, you know? Because I think everyone like wants to like have some mastery over a game.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's fun to see your self-improvement. Like in
Yeah,
any
exactly. I think
capacity.
that's like definitely like one of the bigger things, like besides gaming, just in general, like seeing like gradual progression. I think sometimes like it's a bit more invisible to people than they realize, but like once you do get around to like taking the time to get better at something, like it's something that everyone can appreciate,
For sure.
no matter the genre or vehicle or whatever.
Yeah. Do you see that like a lot in the kids you coach for Smash Bros stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there are some kids that have like a pretty like strong ceiling and like they like or pretty like strong floor where they like knew the basic fundamentals of fighting games, like don't like mash unsafe moves like in neutral or like try and keep moving around, like don't stay still. But then there were like some kids that I was like playing with. Oh wait a second.
I do have an elusive blocker.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely threw them, huh? I need to place that for him last turn. Oh, never mind. That was my second card played.
Yeah,
like
you're
don't
chilling.
mash like during neutral, like when things aren't safe, yada yada yada. And then but then there were some kids that like had like initial struggles, so I had to like try and like help them out, like get better for like the upcoming tournaments.
Yeah.
And then once they like did, it was like pretty satisfying seeing like get hype and like yeah, like we're still doing it.
That's really cute. I mean, it's high school students, so like they're still
Violin.
pretty young. Oh yeah, I got 3
double
vengeance in
vengeance.
this list.
Okay.
Not the vengeance I want to do, but screw it. I'm surviving, baby.
Yeah. No, it definitely is surviving.
Yeah.
I probably could have definitely pushed for lethal here, yeah, if I did sever him last turn. Oh well.
Room to spread their leaves.
Okay. Oh wait, I have to do it like this, huh? Actually no, I could do this.
Pale.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, you don't even want to draw, so that's perfect.
The rare, like, purposeful, like, non-night fallen. Ugh.
Alright, send the double mystic and ruin my day.
Okay. I'll do single mystic.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That'll do. That one won't ruin my day, but it will be more difficult
I
than
can
I
get
want it
to
to be.
Infernum with this. Yeah, sure. I'm barely alive. Anyways, back to the talking and whatnot.
Sorry, this game got heated, guys. Oh god.
Yeah. But it's like cool to like see people like get excited about getting better, because like the road to improvement's like oftentimes like not straight or linear. Sometimes you gotta like do some wacky looking stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Sometimes you gotta be like, okay, how does a character move? You just gotta start from
Yeah.
like what?
Like sometimes like, you have to like go to like the most bare fundamentals, and usually that's like not the most fun at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I see the lines to salvage this game.
Nice pun, because salvage is a card you
Oh
play
yeah,
and beat.
true.
Wow, you're just a pro at this PrismSword. I love it.
Even when I'm not trying to make puns on purpose, I will. Wait, I didn't get offered an Equinox, did I? No, I don't think I was offered an Equinox. Oh no! Okay, never mind. It's doomed.
It's doomed.
Yeah, I was hoping to get Equinox here, and then I was gonna play the Immortal Fire.
Oh.
Because I was offered both Immortal Fire and
Equinox.
this, or not this, Immortal Fire plus the Grapion, but I took the Immortal Fire because I needed to do the Spacey Sketcher to get Equinox here.
Gotcha,
Hopefully
gotcha.
sync for lethal.
There was a line.
Unfortunately, just a little bit short.
There was a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about Infernum. I was like, that Aphelios is dead, buddy. I don't think there's any Infernum coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty heads up play though, not to Pale Cascade with draw though.
Yeah.
Like that. So wait, okay, I don't, what is it like just going into like some random high school and you're like, hey kids, I'm the esports coach here.
It was actually more remote, which was kind of actually a little bit of a struggle at first, because I'm like used to like getting everyone's like names to faces and whatnot. So I had to like get everyone's names to their characters. But yeah, I think like it's funny because the kids were like a little bit like more all over the place at first, but I think like once I was able to beat them in a set, like I think they kind of like got like that initial respect for me after that.
Oh, you destroyed them at some Smash?
Yeah. it's like little like Zoomer kids, and it's just like the old like hulking millennial, the esports boomer. Like, yeah, I played this franchise when you weren't even like born.
Yeah, like you said earlier in the episode, you had an N64, literally the first console Smash was available on.
Yeah. So it was like pretty much, yeah, I was pretty much there for 64, Melee, Brawl, like Wii U 3DS. I have like all the years of fundamentals, like teaching me how to beat up little kids in Smash.
That's hilarious. You know, sometimes you just gotta put the work on them. Just tell them.
Yeah,
I'm
all
your
the time
elder.
I've been playing the video games has been leading to me like
Destroying
beating up
some
kids, teaching them how to play. Yeah.
No, that's sick. I definitely like mentorship is very important, so that's very cool. I should do more of that.
I think like one thing I've been like looking to do like either this season or next was maybe like starting up like an advice column for like Legends of Runeterra stuff. I like after leaving Dot, I like did some of my own personal writing on Medium.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of like maybe like I don't know, like either like this week, like after hitting Masters, or like next week, like leading up to like whatever, like maybe I might go and do like, hey, like if you have like any like general advice you want like in Legends of Runeterra, whether it be like specific decks or like more nebulous concepts like competitive drive or whatever, like DM me your questions and then like I'll take a few.
That's one thing we haven't even like talked about is your Legends of Runeterra career experience, like when you got into the game, how you found it, all that.
So I actually like pretty much was there from the start. I because I was a big League of Legends player I started playing during season 2, and then
boomer era.
Yeah. I'm not the sound generation, but yeah, I'm a boomer in the game.
Yeah.
But after playing, I like Legends of Runeterra eventually came out during that like big anniversary stream. I'm like, oh wait, this is perfect. I love card games. I love League of Legends. It's like a match made in heaven. And so like once I started playing since the start, I pretty much like fell in love with the game instantly.
Yeah.
Like what's his face? Drawing a blank. I hit Masters every single season. Competed in every single seasonal tournament.
Gotcha.
Like, even if I don't get as high as peaks as like other players like Majin or Aikaido or yada yada yada, I still have my own personal goals, and I'm glad to like consistently hit those. But I would like to eventually like maybe qualify for time, you know.
You want to go a little harder with this game eventually?
Yeah, like I'm always like trying my best, but it like always like feels a bit short. Where you're like, what is it, like 8 or 9, even 10 seasons now at this point, and I only like got top 32 once.
I mean, top 16 at a season. Well, that's nothing.
Or
to
top
stop
16,
that.
yeah. But like to only like get within the top 32 cut point just once is like a little bit sad.
I feel you. I definitely relate to that as somebody who's like super competitive at Pokemon trading card game, and like I traveled a bunch playing that game, and I was like one of the better players, you know. I was like, I don't understand why I'm not like going a little harder and like pushing my like peak at Runeterra more.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that as well. Cause you know we see people like
we want to have like our own like way how we see ourselves. Where we're like, oh yeah, like I want to be able to like be a name that like when people think of the game they think of me or yada yada yada, and like or like oh I want to be able to like just get like this big peak goal of like top 4 to seasonal once or something.
Gotcha.
Like, and it's just like it definitely like wears on us for sure, because like even though like we're clearly like good at the game, like because of like the expectations being like set so high, like we think of ourselves as like, oh, like am I really good at the game? And it's like, yeah, you hit like
you hit masters
like
season,
so many times.
You're literally like 0.01.
Yeah.
Like you're
like,
probably
oh, man,
decent
I'm only,
at
like
the
the
game.
top like 1% within the top 1% instead of being like top 0.1% within the top 0.1%. I'm a failure.
Yeah, why am I not Majin Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had like it was an experience at my first IRL LOR tournament, and I was sitting there. Oh my god, wow, you're a good player. I
feel I hit Eager Apprentice more than I hit the Sky Shadows.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still fine with Eager Apprentice.
You're not complaining with Eager Apprentice, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. That's good. It's a pretty good hit. I mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was at DreamHack where they had a very, very small DreamHack Dallas where they had a very small.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was like weren't you in the finals actually of that one?
Yeah.
And I think Cephalopod was there too.
Yeah, I lost to Cephalopod in the finals.
Rip.
So I'm like surrounded by all these good players like Cameron Hanzo, like Cephalopod, like one of the best players historically in America's tournaments. Like all the Wombatsmen in Asia, like literally just like some of the best players historically at the game. And like I'm going around like, oh, what are you playing today? Like you know, like typical discard game things.
Yeah,
that you do
just
at a
like
tournament.
banter.
Yeah, just bantering around. We're all pretty much like in one area of this like huge convention center. And I go up to Roji and I'm like, what are you playing today? He's like, oh, it's like Alawi Demacia is broken. So I just like made my lineup around Alawi Demacia. And I'm like, that was around the time Alawi had like just came out. So like nobody really knew if she was good or not at that point. And I'm like, really? Like you think she's that good? He's like, yeah, she's broken. Like I already know. I'm like, oh, like seriously? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Roji's like definitely like one of the better pilots in the game, but I think he's also like a pretty good innovator as a player.
Oh, 100%. So I try some Alawi. I play her a little bit. I'm like, all right, Roji seems like he's pretty on point with this. Like this deck seems very, very strong. And he's like, he comes over to my setup and he's like, bro, you're playing this all wrong. I'm like, what? Like he's like, bro, you're playing so bad. And I'm like, I'm winning the game. I'm like very far ahead. Like I've won like 3 games at this point with the deck. And he's like, no, like just trust me. I'm like arguing with him. I'm like, bro, like I play this game too. Like I'm masters. Like I literally just won 3 games. Like and the play I made a lot of sense. And we're arguing about it. And he shows me his champion mastery. And at this point, I have like less than 1,000 Alawi MP, and he has like 30,000.
Is that a
already.
million?
He has like 30,000 Alawi MP, and like the character hasn't been out for like more than like a couple days, and I'm
That's
like,
hilarious.
this is why you're Roji, and like this is why you're like one of the top players and like best historically performing tournament player. So yeah, just a quick anecdote about sometimes like you just gotta put time in if you want to be super good at something.
Yeah, there's like, cause there's like the delta of like I'm like better than like most people, or like
Right.
I'm like yada yada, like depending on how much. Oh shit! Also, I should have sung with the little guy first there. That's a oopsie daisy.
That glorious
You know what?
evolution definitely just let me catch up a little bit.
I'm still going to do the swing.
Oh Jesus.
Take this treat if you want, or suffer this 12 life swing total.
Yeah, you got it, man. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. Wait, let me think. It's been an interesting game.
Yeah, I think classing Glorious Evolution and not being dead is definitely like one of the better feelings in the game for sure.
Yeah. You got pretty far ahead with the Victor Nephelios early, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the bad news is there's another Felios coming down on the way, spoiler alert.
I don't need. Sometimes you can keep some things to yourself, Prism. Like I know we're talking about personal development. Maybe that's something you can work on. Like
Sometimes your successes
it's like
can be hidden.
you're telling me you have that second Nami. Like sometimes I don't need to hear it, you know, just for my personal feelings. But yeah, that's okay. Well, maybe we'll be able to challenge that Aphelios.
That's not delightful.
But yeah. So you've played every season Hitmasters. You're
Yeah.
You know.
I'm like almost masters.
Whoa!
Another
Whoa!
one?
Stop!
Holy
Cut!
shit.
Cut
I'm
the
just
cut the
cheating right
cameras!
now.
Cut the cameras! Double
Professional
Apprentice.
cheating.
I'm interrupting you. I'm calling Riot. There's something up.
Yeah.
What is
I
going
asked
on?
them that I needed to like be one of the few. Like people think like winning seasonal. Oh yeah, that's right. There's Hollowed buff.
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodbye, Aphelios.
Yeah. People think like winning seasonals is cool. Whatnot? No.
But really, the real like meat and potatoes is beating Max in going deep.
On his own.
I think
On his
that's
own.
like
Podcast, yeah.
who has Majin Bay beaten Max in
No.
going deep?
I beat a seasonal
I
champion.
rest my case,
I beat
guys.
Mo. I beat my teammate Sleepy Panda. I beat everybody. I beat everybody. But RealPrismSword. If I don't know if I'll be able to beat you. We're gonna have to see. Ferris Financier. Okay.
Oh, this is kind of funny.
It's an
Think a
awesome
funny
day for
card.
progress. What funny card might that be?
I actually used it to win on ladder, or not in seasonal tournament recently.
Okay. That's
I'm gonna do this.
that's a thing.
Yeah, I think I could do it in one action too, actually.
Sure. I don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna find out, I'm sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wait, whose voice is that? Is that the Eager Apprentice?
Yeah, Eager Apprentice is like, that's a cool
That's
one.
a cool
I
one."
learned that one in class.
Oh, did you
Did
see
you
that?
see that?
Yo.
I really enjoyed like repeating the voices of certain cards. I know like a couple players do. I know Majin does it, where like he just like has like a voice line. It's just like the voice lines in this game are like so infectious. There's like no way around it. But yeah, this is the funny card that I picked up from
That's
Reggie.
a play.
Yeah.
That's definitely a play you're allowed to make. Alright.
Shouts to Seraphine. Shouts to the Skill Droid video for Seraphine.
Oh yeah, we're getting Seraphine?
Oh my god. That's not good.
I mean, is it even the worst?
This has level up sign, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But you don't really get a meaningful rally with the sign, you just get like a
Let's get like
sign for next turn.
let's get a Scion.
Yeah.
I'll just have to top deck my second heroine.
Oh yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
This does prevent you from dying.
That's true. That's true. It does do that. It does achieve that goal.
These 16 for spell shield life steals are my nexus now. I can't let them die.
Okay.
Thankfully, I think it's pretty tough for them to die.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to be a little sneaky and figure something out. Maybe I'll take a Reggie myself.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get another harrowing from Pharaoh's Financier.
Yeah.
Reggie's
exactly.
gonna give you the answer. I can feel it.
How'd you know?
Reggie's
that was
like,
a
I can't
plan?
let Max lose in going deep.
On his own show.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 'cause you get the ephemeral, but you don't get the use of the rally.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't even know you got that, so it's better than I expected there.
That's why I said earlier, I was like, the rally at least is useless, but you still get the 9-4 body.
Yeah. Nice. Hell yeah.
Okay. So even though you can play another harrowing here, I can like pretty much survive most breakpoints.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go out on my own terms no matter what you say. So
Self-atrocity. Oh.
we've got a mask mother in the building. That's a golden sister though.
Okay, I'm gonna let one of my nexuses die. I have 4 spare nexuses.
Alright. Sounds like a good deal. I'll just do this and we can call it a day.
Okay.
RealPrismSword, this has been a really fun episode.
Thank you. I'm honored to have been invited. Thank you so much. I think you're doing some wonderful content in the community.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to, just tell the stories of the Legends of Runeterra gamers, so unfortunately...
I think there's a lot of wonderful stories within this community, so I think
Yeah.
it's nice you're bringing light to a lot of them.
No, I agree. If there's any last thoughts, things you want to say before you destroy my Nexus?
I want to give a shout out to anyone who follows me on Twitter. I think there's a lot of wonderful people that I interact with regularly within the community. I also want to give a big shout out to you. Thanks for the invites. If you want to ever get the run back, try and reclaim your honor, I'd always be down to clown.
Hey, as long as I didn't lose with Deep, I'm happy.
Yeah, actually, one thing I pride myself on is my mastery over the Deep matchup. And recently I've been losing it so much. It's been so upsetting. I'm like, oh man, my win rate versus Deep, I think was like historically like in like 95+%.
Yeah, I feel
like recently I've just been losing it. And I was like, ugh.
if you know how to play it, it's a pretty easy matchup to manipulate.
Yeah, because like I think like a good amount of the win rate came from like having decks that are like inherently favored against Deep because it's never been like really like a tier 1 deck. But I think also a lot of it was like knowing like certain breakpoints on how to beat certain cards or like certain curves. Like knowing what's the threat. Like is Dauntless the threat or is Maokai the threat?
And sometimes it's both. And that's when the Deep player might sneak in a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Alright, well shout
But
out.
I can't beat the Deep Master himself. Maybe next time.
Shout out to the Twitter followers. And yeah, thanks for being a part of the community, Prism. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Till next time.
Adios,
See ya.
gamers. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad.
A billion damage. Yeah, I enjoy just those wins like that with Glorious Evolution.
Yeah.
Where you have like little dinkers turn into like 20+ attack sometimes.